Hello, cheapskaters. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm making applesauce. And so I thought I'd bring you along for the ride, journey, chore, whatever, and show you how I make applesauce. It's as easy as anything you can do, and it doesn't really take long either. At the moment, I'm peeling the apples. I was able to get a box of 5 kilo of pink lady apples, which are my absolute favorites because they are so naturally sweet that they generally don't need any sugar. So that works well for me for making applesauce. So that's what I'm doing. Now I'm nearly to the end of the peeling. I thought you didn't really need to see me peeling and slicing all these apples, but I'll drop the camera down and show you how I'm doing it because I'm using our slinky. We're on slinky number 2, guys. Let me just drop you down a wee bit so you can see what I'm doing. This is our beloved slinky. We've had one, oh gosh. This is number 2. We had the first one for about 20 years and we wore it out. The kids loved it. Even when they were older, they loved to slinky their apples. So, and of course, for doing peeling, coring for stewed apple, applesauce, all sorts of things, it's really quick and easy. Now, I've only got a couple left to do, so it won't take long. But I am using a dishcloth to get the cores off because my hands today are really sore. They just are not cooperating. Now, I put this apple aside because all the others have been absolutely perfect, but this one has a little teeny bit of bug infestation, so I'm going to see if I can cut it out. Good. I'll leave that bit there. There's another bit over here that I just want to cut out because the rest of the apple's still good. So it can be used and nothing wasted. Okay, let's get this finished and the apples into the pot. Peels, slices and cores all in one. Great. Now I'm saving the apple peels because I have another project for those that I will share with you later on. This one's got a bruise, so we'll take that bruise off too. Yep. Okay. And then we've just got one more to do after this. All right. So why am I making applesauce? Because I use lots of applesauce. I use applesauce in baking in place of oil or butter, melted butter, in scones and cakes and puddings and things to keep the fat down, and it makes a really nice moist. I sometimes think better than adding oil or butter or some sort of fat like that, cream, whatever it is, to the recipe. So let me go. Last one. Okay, now I've got the apples. As I peel them, I've got them soaking in water with lemon juice in it to keep them from going brown. And as the bowl was filling, I was putting them into the pot, which was already on the stove, cooking away. Now there's a little bit of peel left on the end there. I'm not going to fuss too much about that because I will be pureeing the cooked apple and it will just disappear. Okay, let me get rid of this and I'll be back in just a second. So, oh, I just put those up there and I didn't really want to, did I? Stick them there. Okay, so I have another project in mind for these apple peels. They won't go to waste. There's a bit over there. Gosh, it gets everywhere. All right. Okay, on the pot, on the stove, in the pot, some of the apples that I've already done. and they have started cooking. Now, I've got 5 kilos of apples. I put a half a cup of water in the bottom of the pot to get it started. Nothing else. I don't add sugar to this applesauce with Pink Lady apples because they are really sweet anyway. So what I'm going to do is just take the lid off, drop these into the pot. I'll break them up as I go. Let's cook faster if they're broken up. Now I'll put the lid on these, give them a stir, put the lid on, and they will take about 20-25 minutes to cook down to be soft enough to puree. Once they are soft enough to puree, did I drop that back in the bowl? Then I will turn the heat off and let them cool for a minute. Turn the heat up now. When they're cooked, I will, let me see you, that helps, doesn't it? When they're cooked, I'll turn the heat back up. I'll turn the heat down, get the stick blender out and puree it until it's nice and smooth. But in the meantime, I'm going to clean the slinky, and it's really, really easy to clean. It suctions to the bench, just like that. And then I just put it under running water, get all the bits of apple out. Of all the working parts, put it on the sink and let it drain. It's really easy to do. That's all there is to applesauce. Now, if you want step-by-step instructions, written step-by-step instructions, I will put the link to the page on our website below, and you will be able to read the step-by-step instructions. But that's pretty much it. Now, applesauce is really good because you can have it on its own, and you know, it's not just baby food. Because I think pretty sure we all remember giving stewed apples or applesauce to our babies when they were starting on solids. Well, it's good for other things too. It goes well in with yogurt. It goes well on top of wheat bix or muesli for breakfast. There we go. Just give it a stir up every now and then. Goes well on top of muesli for breakfast, that's what I said, or mixed into your yogurt, just in little pots on its own in a lunchbox over ice cream. You can stir it into muffin mix or pancake mix for apple pancakes. Really, really tasty. All sorts of things. And of course, if you're making a cake that has butter or oil in it, you can substitute it, the applesauce for it. And because there's no added sugar in this applesauce, you won't need to adjust the sugar in the recipe. All right, I will be back in 20 minutes or so to show you what the finished applesauce looks like. I'll see. How can I do this so you can see it? Right, just going to flip you down for a bit and you'll get a better idea if I move you closer and very gently, the handle's hot, tip the pot. That's what the apples look like. All nice and thick. Where's my spoon? All nice and thick. Almost pureed themselves. Almost into a puree. So won't take much at all. Now I'm going to let them cool for a minute before I put the stick blender in, simply because I don't want anything hot exploding and anyone getting burnt. But that's how I make applesauce. We like our applesauce thick and we like it smooth. You can make it thinner if you want to. You can add a little more water to it. You can put it through a food mill once it's at this stage and make it really, really syrupy smooth. Or you can leave it in chunks depending on how you like it and what you're going to do with it. Now, because I use it for so many different things, I don't put sugar in it. We don't want sweet apples in a savoury recipe. If you want to put sugar in it, you can, or you can add sugar to it as you go to use it, and then you can control how much you add. Now, that's still steaming, but let's see if I can get the stick blender going and make it really, really smooth. Now, this is going to be noisy, guys, but you know what? It is what it is. It's already smooth. It's smoothing out nicely. You can see I'm fogging up. My glasses are fogging up. Sorry, I can't see a blind thing. Okay, let me get the spoon rest now. Gosh, so many things happening at once. A bit more blending. You can do it in a food processor. You can do it in a vitamizer if you have one. Only a few lumps left, a very few lumps. So another couple of seconds on the food stick blender, and it'll be all right. I'm happy with that, except for one little teeny tiny piece of apple skin that didn't dissolve. Teeny tiny little piece on the end of the spoon there. Never mind. Otherwise, it's delicious. Look at it. It's beautiful. Just the way I want it. Right. That's how you make applesauce. Easy as that. Doesn't take long. The hardest part is the peeling and the coring. Once you've got it in the pot, it cooks by itself. Put the lid on, give it a stir, leave it for 20 minutes, 25 minutes till the apples are nice and soft. Then it's up to you how you puree them, blend them, leave them chunky, however you want it. Next step would be deciding how you're going to preserve it. I'm going to water bath can this and put it in our pantry because I don't need it right now and I am trying to get away from freezer. But if you want to, you can freeze it, portion it out and freeze it or eat it. But there's quite a bit there. Now it's 5 kilos of apples and it's about 1/3 of the pot cooked down. So about 1/3 of my 10-litre pot cooked down. well worth the half an hour or so it's taken me. Actually, it's taken me 40 minutes. It's taken me, including the peeling and the cooking and the blending. And in that time, I've managed to clean up. So that's it. That's how you make applesauce. Let me lift you up again so you're not talking or I'm not talking to nothing. And I've lost you. No, I haven't. There you are. Yeah, next step for me will be to get it canned up. Water bathed. Apples are a high acid food. You do add lemon juice to them, or you can pressure can them, depending on what you feel like doing. So there you go. That's how you make applesauce. Give it a try. I'll leave the link with the step-by-step instructions underneath me there in the description box, and you can zip over to the website and have a look at the page and follow the instructions step by step. Okay, if you've made it this far, watched all the way through, could you leave me a comment, because I do read every comment, and start it with applesauce. Just so I know that when you leave your comment, you're someone who's watched the video all the way to the end, even with all my guffing around and whatever, you've watched all the way to the end. That really helps me with planning for future videos. And remember to like, subscribe, and share. Those 3 things really help our channel grow and make it easier for people to find us amongst all the millions, or not billions, of channels on YouTube. And of course, the easier it is for people to find us, the easier it is for us to spread the message that it is perfectly okay to live life debt-free, cashed up and laughing, even in this crazy world we live in 2022. Okay, I'll be back very soon with another video. Thank you again so much for watching.